Morning everybody. I haven't done this for a while. I did one last year. We haven't had such a good start to the year. We've had a lot of rabbit damage this time, and the moles have played hell with everywhere. We're going through what we called Hollyway, was like a pergola, and on the right here we've got some sweet corn, which has been once been eaten off by the rabbits and seems to have recovered. Don't know how well it'll cob. And on the left here we have our main crop potatoes in bags, and we have to grow them in bags because of the wireworm in the garden. I have explained this before. In this tub here we had really early potatoes, and we've got radish and lettuce coming on in there, a bit of parsley, and further on down we have our fruit bushes. We've got gooseberries and blueberries. In the old sink here we have some watercress, which does alright, and golden raspberries, red currants, black currants on this side. Over here we've got some lemon mint, and we can go on round. I've got a lovely apple tree with some nice lovely rosy red apples coming on. A bit further on here some more black currants and white currants. Some white strawberries here, which are very difficult to tell when they're ripe. Over this side, little bridge here, and we've got a little wildlife area here. We're going to be judged this morning for a garden competition for the Agricultural Society of Staffordshire. And on the right here we've got my onions and celeriac behind. I'll go a bit closer, have a look a bit closer. No, there we go. So that's celeriac, Swedes, beetroot. The onions look quite good this year. Yeah. I only got one row in actually. I usually have two of those, and the shallots really, they stand a good chance in the show, they would. So we're going round the corner here, and Swedes are doing quite well really. You can see there, beetroot. The leeks here, these have been grazed off to the floor twice by rabbits. I've never seen this before, ever. And these leeks look quite good. So in future I might, when I transplant them out, I might just cut them back and try them that way. I've got a frame here where I'm going to grow butternut squash up, which doesn't seem to get going as good this year as it has done in the past. We've got courgettes here. They're doing really well. Now we've got a courgette and a marrow in here, and a patty pan, and the patty pans are coming on quite well as well. Little patty pans on there, and the marrow's coming on in there, look. Now these beans here, as I said before, the rabbits have been terrible here this time. These runner beans, they're French climbers they are, and they've been grazed off to the floor, and I have regerminated another lot and put them in with them. The ones originally in there are starting to flower very short and low down, so I don't know what will happen to them. These here are the black beans or purple beans. They've been grazed off to the floor, and I've regerminated them, and as you can see, the new germinated ones are nearly up to the top of the sticks. They've done quite well. Over the back there we've got peas. These are green longhurst, and a second crop to come on later just further back. These here are runner beans, traditional runner beans, and they've also been grazed off by the rabbits. But the new germinated ones, as you can see, are making it to the top, but they're going to be a real poor crop this time. Those are the peas, really good crop coming on them. Next to them we've got cabbage. It's a hispy cabbage, this one. Nice hearts coming those. Next to them is cauliflower. We've got autumn and spring in there. We've got new potatoes, early potatoes here, which are not that early for us. We normally sow our first 4 rows under fleece in February, and this year is so slow and so cold we didn't put any potatoes in the ground till the end of March. Now I don't know how we're going to go on with these. We are eating these. We've eaten some from here. We've put a few cabbage back in to follow, and we have no wireworm showing at the moment. We have put rocket and kestrel in, which I believe last year we didn't really get too much trouble with wireworm. Whether they're a little bit resistant, I don't know, but we're hoping they are. But we haven't got any signs of wireworm at the moment, so we're keeping fingers crossed, because this is late for us. We're in July now, and normally we've got all these out of the ground. In the past, I have taken them out and put them into dustbins full of compost. Put a layer of the compost around the potatoes, trying to keep the potatoes in the middle with a surrounded by compost all the way up a dustbin. Put in a cool place, and they do store and keep fresh like new potatoes. But we may have to take result of that shortly if we find wireworm in them. But at the moment we haven't no signs of wireworm. I've got broad beans here. These have been sown in October, and we've been eating these now for 2 weeks. They've done really well, the broad beans are, and we've got a second late crop as we put in March on the end, which are in flower, just come in flower now. Got a nice poppy there as well, and that'll escape me. Around the corner we've got some Chinese cabbage and some late beetroot. We'll probably eat the leaves for the salad on this one, or small bulbs. Next to them is a row of leeks, which has also been grazed off by the rabbits and has recovered. Next is celery next to them, and chard, followed by some late sown cauliflowers, and I've just put those leeks out about 2 days ago. And that's all the vegetable garden plot. I'll show you around the flower borders in a minute. We have just been making a special effort. It's a nice little doorway as I built, which goes into our greenhouse area. Our greenhouse area is here. Claire, my partner, does the flowers really. These are a few competition carrots. We didn't have any competitions last year locally, as we all know, but it still didn't stop me having a go. We haven't got a local show this year, but there are a few competition carrots that I've put in a dustbin. And inside we've got cucumber on the left here. Got a nice cucumber growing in there, look. We've had 3 cucumbers off this one. And then we've got cherry tomatoes next. And we've got a beef tomato here. That's doing alright. Potato leaf. You can tell by the leaf, that's a potato leaf one. Then we've got moneymaker, 3 of those, which are a little bit heat stressed actually. It was very hot in here yesterday. More cherry tomatoes on the end. Got lots of seedlings being germinated, flower seedlings. Claire, my partner's does a really good job with the flowers. I've got some hot chilies here. There's 3 of those. It'll be interesting to see whether we get chilies on them. We had chilies flowers on these this time last year. It's been so slow this time. Right, so we'll just go out back through the wooden door and I'll give you a quick look around the flowers. I can't really tell you much about the flower garden. Flowers to me are pretty, but I can't tell you the names really of very many. We put the path in down here about 3 years ago, which goes through a little wooded area out into the field behind. The cordyline, everybody's cordyline seems to have flowered this year. Now they do tell me, and please correct me, I believe you have to cut the flower out, otherwise it dies, and this one has died. It died in a big pot in the conservatory about 5 years ago, and we put it outside as it showed signs of life, and it's done really, really well. This is what we call the flag border here, because there's a flag on it. We have the flagpole there, not flying today, look, no wind, sporting our English footballers. And look at you, we've got a central border in the middle of this lawn. I'll go around to that's a pear tree. We had some total destruction actually in this garden last autumn. It flooded, it was so wet that this apple tree, which is a brambly, was falling over. The roots were so wet and sodden, the weight of the tree with the apples on was going over, and I cut the side completely out of it and it went back. But just over on the other side, where you can see an oak stump over there, look. You see, there was a massive, huge apple tree, and it fell over, and it took a cherry tree out with it. There are the borders. Look really pretty. Thank you everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.